All right, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about multi-step equations that involve the distributive property. Okay, so the distributive property applies to the equation just like expressions. Okay, just like expressions. So just practice the distributing below. Pause the video and take a few seconds to solve these three up here. Okay, and we'll come back and look at these in just a second. So pause the video, and I want you to go ahead and try to do these three. Everybody should have a paper packet, so you can go ahead and practice right here. All right, so if we look at the steps to follow, or steps to solve, the first thing we need to do, so number one, we need to distribute. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. So we distribute first, okay? Then we're going to combine any like terms that we have. Now remember, you can only combine like terms, okay? And then the third thing you're going to do, you're just going to solve the equation, okay? So this was like our expressions, okay, from earlier on in the unit. Okay, we didn't have an equal sign and it equals to something. All right, now we're getting down here and we're going to turn this equation, or turn this expression into equation when we add the equals, and in this case 12. So let's distribute that 4, okay, to both terms on the inside. So we have 4 times 5, so that's 20x, and 4 times a positive 6 will give us 24 is equal to 12. Okay, now once we get here, we just solve it like we normally would a two-step equation. So we're going to undo addition, and we're going to undo it by subtraction. We'll do that by both sides. All I'm left with is 20x is equal to 12 minus 24 is negative 12. Once I get here, I need to divide by 20. Okay, because this is multiplication left, I needed to divide, so that leaves me with x. And x is going to be equal to, now remember, we want to do negative 12 divided by 20. Okay, now let's look. Negative 12 is on the top, divided by 20. Negative 12 divided by 20. Okay, and just hit the equals, and that gives us a negative 0.6. Okay, now we worked on this a little bit. About dropped the phone again. Okay, we worked on this a little bit about checking. All right, so again, we're going to check and see if we're right. So what I want to do is take my value that I found for my variable, and I just want to plug it in to my into my equation. So I'm going to have 4, and then in parentheses 5, and this is times, and I didn't get that negative in there. 5 times negative 0.6 plus 6 equals 12. Now, I could have plugged it in here, or I could have waited till I got to here and plugged it in. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do it right here. So I'm going to multiply those first. So I should get let's see, 5 times a negative 0.6 gives me negative 3. Okay, so I got negative 3 plus 6 is equal to 12. Okay, so 5 times negative 0.6 gave me negative 3 plus 6. All right, so right now I don't have to distribute because I can combine my like terms if I want to. So I have 4 times negative 3 plus 6. Well, that's just 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 equals 12. Okay? Now, when we do the other one, I'll wait till I get down here, okay, to put my x value in. Okay? Or after I distribute. All right, let's look at number 2. Let's distribute. That is a 6. Okay? So we're going to do 6 times x. Well, 6 times x is 6x. Okay? Positive 6 times a negative 5. Well, that's a minus. That's a negative 30. Okay, minus 30 is equal to 18. Once we distribute, okay, we're going to combine like terms. We're basically trying to isolate the x again. So we have to do the inverse of subtraction, so that's addition. So we're left with 6x is equal to 48. Okay. Now once I get here, this is multiplication. Anytime I have a coefficient and a variable, they're right next to each other, that's multiplication. So I'm going to divide. So now I get x, okay, 48 divided by 6 will be 8. All right. Let's check it. Now again, I said I'm going to wait till I distribute. So all right, so this is what I start with. When I distribute, I get 6x minus 30 equals 18. Okay, now I'm just going to plug in my 8. So I have 6 times 8 minus 30 equals 18. Okay, well 6 times 8 is 48 minus 30 is equal to 18. Just make sure 48 minus 30, this should give me 18. 18. So 18 is equal to 18. Okay? All right. Let's do the next one. Oh, this is a... All right, let's look at this one. Negative 3, and in parentheses, 2x minus 4 is equal to 18. Excuse me. This is a negative 3. We're still going to distribute, but if we remember, whenever we distribute by a negative number, distribute a negative, what does it do to the terms on the inside of those parentheses? It changes the sign. So whatever I get when I multiply here, this is a positive 2x, I know it's going to be a negative. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. Okay. Now this subtraction is going to change to addition, okay, because this is the same thing as saying negative 3 times negative 4. Okay, so that's plus 12. All right, once I get here, I'm going to start with, remember, when we're solving two-step equations, we're kind of going in reverse of the order of operations. So we're going to deal with the addition or subtraction first. So that's addition, so I know I have to subtract 12. Okay, on both sides. So I get negative 6x equals 6. Well, here's my step 2. I got to divide. And when I divide, I just don't take the 6. I have to take the 6 and the sign in front of it. Okay? So that will leave me with x is equal to 6 divided by negative 6. Anytime you're dividing and they have different signs, it's going to be negative. So negative 1. So I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to check it. So I'm going to put my x value in right here in this equation. So negative 6 times negative 1 plus 12 equals 18. Okay, so you can see instead of writing x, I put in the value that I got for x up here, so negative 1. So negative 6 times negative 1, when you're multiplying and they have the same sign, it's going to change it to a positive. So I have 6 plus 12 equals 18. Well, 6 plus 12 is 18. So that one checks as well. Okay? Okay. You're going to have a few problems, 5 or 6, okay, just like these. Okay? Once you get those completed, this is what I want you to do. I want you to flip over to that next page. Excuse me. Okay? And it says multi-equations with a distributive property. Now it says solve each equation by distributing. Okay, so here's your equations. Okay? Draw a line from each equation to the expanded form and the solution. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to solve these. Okay? And then what you're going to do is just draw lines to the ones that match. Okay? To the ones that match it. And then once you draw the lines to the ones that match in the expanded form, you're going to draw a line from the expanded form to whatever solution it matches over here. Okay, so when you come back in, whatever days you get to come back in, I need to see that you've done these 4 plus the 4 or 5, or the 5 or 6 that are on Google Classroom, okay? So we should be working on these 4 as well. Okay? And I don't know what number this page is. Hold on just a second. I'll pause the video and then I'll look and see what number it is. About knocked my camera over again. Alright, so technically this is page 12. And now when I say page 12, I'm saying 1 page, 2 pages. I'm not doing front and back, okay? So that's just 1 sheet. So it's the 12th sheet. Alright, you need to do these 4 right here. And I want to see where you've drawn your lines and then drawn your lines to your solution. So we should have a line from the equation column to the expanded, and then lines from the expanded to the solution. Okay? So they're going to crisscross quite a bit, I think. So this is on top of the 5 that you're going to have in Google Classroom, okay? So that'll be all for today. Okay? Just remember that you need to do these 4 right here. Okay? All right. Have a good day, and hopefully I'll get to see you whenever whenever we get back in class.